Hello there, my name is Raven.UPSB. My RAID ID is 820767760, and this is my video for socket programming, also known as assignment number 3. I will first demonstrate by logging into JSON and Volta. And now I will enter my password. There we go. And then I will also enter my Volta account as well. And I will also input the same password. It doesn't show on the screen that my password, but I've inputted it correctly right here. And then for clarity's sake, my JSON here will be my server, and my Volta here will be my client. So now I will begin by compiling my files that I've made. In this case, I have named it assignment 3 server. And these other commands that I'm listing here are necessary in order to correctly compile my server document, or file I should say. And then I'll put this into an object executable known as server. Alright, it has successfully compiled. I will also compile my client as well, which I've also named assignment 3 underscore client. And unlike my JSON here, I don't need to input these commands because the compiler here is more updated compared to JSON. So, and I'll also put an output file. I will name it client. Alright. For now, I'm just ignoring this error and my code successfully works. Now I will demonstrate the performance of my program. I will start running my server right here. It's starting to listen. Then now I will execute my client. So right now it has successfully connected my Volta client to the JSON server. Now I will enter my name and then a random sentence. So Raven.UPSB is cool. Enter, and there we go. It reverses my input on the server right here, and then it sends it back to the client right here. I'm having these bugs where I have these random inputs in the beginning, but other than that, it works just as intended. For clarity's sake, I'm gonna repeat the process, but for a different name and another random sentence. So .server, execute my server, execute my client, enter name, Raven.UPSB, and then let's say is red. Okay, enter, and then there we go. It reverses it right here. Raven.UPSB is red, and then it sends it right here. Raven.UPSB is red, question mark. I'm having issues with this, which is a bug in my code, but it reverses the string that I have given and returns it to the client. So now I will begin explaining my code. I will be using the nano editor for this. So assignment 3 server. Oh, I forgot to put a .c. Let's try that again. Nano c assignment 3 server.c. There we go. So we have the included libraries for this. And then to begin, this server socket here, it's going to create my network socket. It's going to connect onto the network. Now I've initialized the parameters to AF INET, SockStream, and 0. This is so that it goes to the internet and it uses the TCP protocol. Now I have made a variable to contain the server address. And then it's listed here. It has a family, port, and an address. So for this case, I've done my research, and according to JSON, or I inputted a command, and then I found that the IP address was 130.19. The IP address is 130.191.166.3, and I have inputted it into the IP address right here. Next, I will bind the IP address to the port given, and then after that, it will print out for the user that it will start listening right here. After establishing a connection between the client and server, it's gonna receive the client's input, which I've saved here into my message received from client char variable, and then this just makes it 0, and receive v here receives the message from the client. And then I have here just for me, when testing out and debugging my code, I have it to print out the input that I have sent. And now here is the code that I've used to reverse the string. It basically takes the inputted string, and then we take the last character and we put it into the first slot into my new string. After reversing the process, I will print out the input and output like what you have seen, where it shows the letters in reverse order and also the final product. It will send that, and finally it will close the server. And now I will explain my code for my client. There we go. Just like in my server, I have the necessary libraries. And then at first, if it's going to ask the input for the user, from the user. So this one prints out a message, and then this gets function will get the input from the user and save it into message from client. After that, we create the necessary socket. So just like in the server, we create a network socket, and then we initialize it for the internet and TCP protocols. And then same thing, we use the address as well. We create an address, we initialize it to AFINet, and then like what I've said in my JSON server here, I found that the IP address was 130.191.166.3. I found this using a command that I have forgotten, I'm sorry. Okay, now this code here checks if the client has successfully connected to the server, and if it's not connected, it will print error, connection not made. As you can see, no, this message did not print, so it connected successfully. And now it will send the data that the user has inputted into the server, and now this one here receives the reverse string back and prints it out right here. After that, it just closes the network socket and also the client too. And then I will also briefly mention the questions that you have placed in the assignment PDF. So question number 7: what are sockets and on which layer do they operate? A socket is one component between a two-way communication link, and they operate in the transport layer. Question number 8: differentiate between TCP and UDP. This assignment is based on TCP or UDP. YouTube uses TCP or UDP. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol, while UDP is a connectionless protocol. This last assignment is based off the TCP protocol, which is specified by using sockstream in the second parameter when creating the socket. YouTube uses TCP since the TCP protocol is more reliable in the sense that it won't lose that many packets when compared to the UDP protocol. This is essential since you don't want to watch your YouTube video and have the video be choppy and inconsistent when you use a connectionless service like UDP. Question number 9. What will happen if I use an out-of-range port number in my code? Will I encounter an error? Yes. This will result in an error since the client cannot access it and neither can the server access it as well. And what is the maximum number of sockets that a client and a server can have? The maximum number of sockets that a server and client can have is around 64,000. Thank you for watching my video, and stay healthy out there.